is the end goal in mind? Is to create that passive income through two ways. This can either be through the rental income, so you can buy your 10 property portfolio, let the rent pay off the debt over a 20, 30-year period, and then you'll have that unencumbered investment portfolio bringing in rental income every day of the week. That can take 25, 30 years for the rent to pay off the debt. So that is more of a conservative approach. How I also like to use the portfolio is by releasing the equity. So a combination of using the rental income as a passive income, but also the equity release strategy, which is where you refinance your properties every 6 to 12 months, increase your loans, cash out the equity to not only reinvest into future assets, but also enjoy the fruits of your labor. Really only after 3 to 5 years of investing, you'll be able to enjoy the equity growth as we target markets that are primed for their next growth run, which will provide you that accessibility to the equity to not only reinvest, but also to park a solid cash buffer, but then also tap into that equity, because typically property has a compound capital growth of 7 to 8% on average per year. In the booms, 20 to 25%, and in the slowdowns, 2 to 3, 4%, but on average, 7 to 8% per year. So if you can build a portfolio that's worth 3 to 5 million, that's compounding at 7 to 8% a year, that's a few $100,000 every year. And if you're only tapping into 1% of that, being 50, 60, 70 grand, then it's very manageable with the higher rents to service the increased loan amounts. And you may be thinking, well, Geordie, am I just going to be taking on more debt? Yes, that is the case. You'll be taking on more debt. However, this is by no means financial advice. You have to talk to your financial advisor and your tax accountant. However, when you draw equity out of a portfolio, that is a non-taxable event. You don't get taxed on drawing equity as it's debt. Yes, you'll pay at today's rate 6 to 7% interest to the bank, but that is a lot cheaper than paying up to 45% to the ATO. So that is how